Hey guys, give me a moment or two. Let my friend bring it up to desktop so I can read your comments.
Who's ready to earn Harris Teeter fuel points?
Jeez, ads popping up. Who do we have? We have Sniper. Hey Sniper. And Praveen. I just did Praveen. I will play it in just a little bit. We'll see who else might show up. Thank you, Praveen. That was such an awesome gift. Hey Nightmare. Let's see. Dip says we have a weather front coming this evening, wind and rain. The gardens definitely need the rain. Hey, how does that affect your work, Sniper? Jessica says, hi. Jessica, how are you? Sniper says, tomorrow I'm taking my daughter and son to our old haunts where I grew up as a child. Oh, nice. How far of a drive is that? Hey, Lee. Lee says, good evening, Yogi. How are you? I'm okay. Hey, Eve. Eve says, greetings, Yogi. Eve, how have you been? He says, good to see you. It's really good to see you. Jurassic Coast. Sniper says he gets wet. The question was, how does that affect your work? And Sniper's answer was, I get wet. Jessica says, I'm waiting for my mom to come. Hey, driven to be adorable. How are you? Welcome back. What's gonna go? What are you and your mom gonna do, Jessica? What's up, super artist? My singing and dancing and powerlifting friend. This is the man that can do it all. Eve says, I've been great, been busy taking care of my bunny in the oven. Full-time job. Stepper says, what has it affected you? Super artist says, Vulcan's going great. I am now well over 55 kilograms. Soon I'll be 56 by the beginning and middle of September. Hopefully by the end of September. So your lift should be going up. Hey, Hamlada. I found for me, ultimately, bulking worked to an extent, and then it leveled off. Proportionately, I wasn't any stronger. I could lift more, but ultimately, it was the same, if that makes sense. Let's say if I weighed 180 and I could bench 250 and I bulked up to 220 at my heaviest and I could bench over 3. Sounds impressive, 200-pound bench presser, but to be that heavy, it just wasn't cost effective because I wasn't that strong. Gym strong in the early 1990s, but hey, Funny, how are you, my friend? Nightmare says, hope everyone is having a good weekend. You too, Nightmare. How's the weather for you? Eve says, yes, Sergey, it's a full-time job. Soon the journey will be over. What month are you in? Just getting ready to welcome the bunny. Funny says, most welcome. YouTube channel. I couldn't get all of that. I apologize. Sniper says, I'm having my second fire of the year. It's that wet. Oh, come visit your YouTube channel? I will come visit your YouTube channel. It's been a little bit funny, Mita. I apologize. I've always enjoyed your stuff. Sometimes, you know what? Algorithms take us away from specific channels, it's my fault. I need to be more mindful. I apologize. We are in the 7th month. Hi, Kat. Hey, Eve. Congratulations. Kat says Paveen. Jessica says hi to Kat. Hey, I got a gift from Paveen today. Hold on 1 second. Got to see the whole thing. It's just, a little yogic superpower I picked up. Thank you, Praveen. It was awesome, awesome gift. Layman says, and sir, I need a boat to get around. So it's that wet, huh? You're welcome, Eve. Thank you, Funny Mita. Appreciate that. Sniper says Eric the Eagle. Or Owl. He says Yogi time. He says, love you, sir. I love you too, Praveen. You are an excellent friend. Joking, of course, but yeah, it's really wet. Yeah, Sniper says you got a front coming in, so I didn't know if it was affecting you as well. I will show her if she missed it. Jessica, let me know if you want to do some breath work. If anyone else is interested in some breath work, we can do with simple breath work, or we can combine it with the Yoga Nidra, as we've been doing sometimes. Speaking of owls, I haven't seen one for might be about a month, maybe. We're getting close. Hey, Ellie. Thanks for coming back. Jessica's breath work would be really nice here. You got it. How do you feel? Hey, Anna. Hey, Ellie, how are you feeling? What's up, CC? How does he feel? Well, first off, how do you feel? And as well, how does Jessica feel? Kind of anxious. Okay. Let's back away from that. We're not going to do the Yoga Nidra, but we will do the grounding technique that we've done before. Ellie says not to. I'm sorry, Ellie. Hey, Assault. Hello there, sir. How's your day today? My day is actually pretty good. How about you? How's your day? What's up, man? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold for 2. We're going to breathe out for 8. We're going to hold for 2. We're going to do 10 rounds. And then we're going to do a little grounding meditation technique. We've done it before. It's where you list things. You see, you hear, you smell. Let's see. Assault says, I've always wondered what exactly is a yogi. I've heard the word, but never thought about it. It is just someone who simply practices yoga. Sincerely so. And for me, it's someone who practices the essential path, the full path of yoga, meaning not just going to, a weekly yoga class, the studio, and doing the asanas, but someone who practices the ethical foundations, someone who practices pranayama and ultimately meditation. For me. Hot up in northern Alberta, huh? I'm kind of surprised about that. Hey, Mary. Oh, Hawk said hi. Well, is he working out? All right. So for those who want to participate in breath work, for those who don't want to participate in breath work, just keep talking, hang out, have fun. Um, I'll be back in the chat just a few minutes. Feel free to ask a question. You know what, Jessica? No judgment. There's never any judgment. So if you happen to be, having a little bit of anxiety over a family attack, don't add your judgment um, to the situation, because that sort of has a tendency to increase our discomfort. It's okay to feel anxious about a family member. Me, I wouldn't feel anxious at all. I would, however, lock my door, pull the drapes closed, and pretend that I wasn't home. But that's just me. That's my strategy. All right. So here we go. For those who are participating, go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take one big breath in through the nose. And we're going to sip in air. And we're just going to sigh and relax. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in through the nose. Sip in air. Sigh. One more time. Big breath in, filling the belly with air. Sip. Breathe. Hey, Elf Warriors. We're going to consciously relax ourselves through the body, starting with the tip of the ears, and then down through the jaw. We just breathe in and we relax. A little bit of focus in that area. Relax the shoulders with your breath. Breathing in as we exhale, the shoulders relax. Breathing in, we breathe out, and the arms relax all the way down to the fingertips. Relaxing the belly, the hips. Breathing in and exhale, relax all the way down to the tip of the toes. Bring that attention back to the belly. And watch how you breathe in, the belly rises. As we breathe out, the belly falls back. Very easily and gently introduce that ocean's breath. Sound of the ocean, that little ha, the snoring sound as we breathe in. Very gentle constriction of the throat, and as we breathe out, the same constriction of the throat. Count of 3. We're going to breathe in for count of 4. We're going to hold for count of 2. Exhale for 8 and hold for 2 again. We're going to do 10 rounds, and I will guide everyone through it. So you just relax, and I will count. Beginning in 1, 2, 3. Breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold for 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. And let go of the breath. Relax. Stay in the space that we've created. We're going to do a mindful knees and grounding technique to help us get centered and focused and to step away from any sense of anxiety, any lingering sense of anxiety. So here's what we're going to do. You can open your eyes, look around wherever you are, and name 5 objects that you are visually aware of. 5 things that you can see, and note the texture, the shape. Just notice 5 things that you can see. When you've got your 5 things, we move on to identify 4 things that you can hear. It can be something close by. It can be the sound of a television in another room. It can be sound of traffic. Just 4 things. When you have that, 3 things that you can touch. And just note the texture. It could be your shirt. It could be your arm. It could be the chair that you're sitting in. It could be your hair. Whatever it is, just 3 things that you can touch. Identify 2 things that you can smell. And if you can't smell anything in your immediate vicinity, what are your 2 favorite scents? Me, I love the smell of coffee in the morning. I love the smell of vanilla. Strawberries too. But that's 3. And last, 1 thing that you can taste. And if you can't taste anything right now, what is your favorite flavor? Just put your attention on that for a moment. And when you're done, when you have that, let it all go. Take another deep breath and sigh. And I'll see you in the chat. Hey, super artists, welcome back. Hey, Song Ahead. What's up, Big Al? Hey, Keith. What up? What up, Cat? Lee says, I'm glad you're okay after hospital and back home. Hey, Daisy. How are you? I'm glad I was able to catch even just the last few minutes of your live stream, Daisy. Always happy when I get a chance to get there. And I'm always on the lookout for you. If I see you, if you pop up, I will find a way to get there. Lee says, Mint, how did you find magnetically? Super Champ says, my stomach kind of hurts, but it's only gases, so I'll be all right. You're welcome, Jessica. I hope that helps. Hey, it's more important to eat frequently than it is to eat a whole lot at once. Don't eat until you're uncomfortable, that's for sure. Pepper says, leave the baseline for manifesting. Mint was a sensation for the taste buds. Yeah, mint's a strong flavor. You know, some flavors are more subtle. Let's see. Mint says, I can smell and taste the coffee I'm drinking, and the smell of fresh air coming through the window, and a hint of zesty from the room spray. Awesome. All of that is present. Jessica says, that helped a lot. Thank you. You're welcome. But we don't really notice it. So it pays to tune in. Notice what is always present. And we can do that with anything, including our bodies. Body's vibrating at a very high and efficient level, but we miss it. The guy says, yeah, Lee, everything hurts. I'm covered in bruises, hands, feet, knees, and hips. Wow. Lee says, but I had a chat with him yesterday. Just a placid, loving guy. Where did you see Lee at? Hey, Tiger King. Sorry I missed you when you came in. Tiger King says, super artist, how's the hat today? Hey, why are you here? Jessica says, someone wants to remind Michigan that it's still summer. It's a little bit on the cool side here, and I'm quite a bit south from you. Super artist says, cowboy hat, yeehaw. Yeah, it's the last weekend. Daisy says, Lee M&A is a wonderful guy. He's charming and smart, etc. I agree. He's a wonderful guy. Tiger King says, Eric Woodpecker, so better love it. I'm glad you love it. They're not always cooperative with me. Last year was a really good year for woodpeckers. I saw them frequently. So far this year, I'm not seeing a whole lot of them. I was lucky. Tiger King, the one that you saw, right in my front yard. Didn't have to go anywhere. As a matter of fact, I was finishing my walk and I went inside to get the key for the mailbox and I decided to take my camera with me. And on the way back, not very far, I heard the distinct sound, located in the tree, and there it was. Hey, fancy trip. Oh, dropping in from No Frills. Awesome. I appreciate that. Kat says Richard and Lee spent time together in real life yoga. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Kat says so to everyone. Jessica says it's been cool here all week. Going to be really cold next week. We've settled. Some days it gets as high as like 80. I don't think it's not going to get anywhere close to that today. Jessica says, I love you, Kat. He's an easy person to love. Becca King says, Eric, smile every time you say Kat's name. Heart going for Eric. I'm not going to lie about that. Kat makes me smile. Ellie says, the only problem I'm having with school is that I have a new bus driver and I don't know who and what time they will be picking me up. I'm kind of stressed about it. I forget when you said, when does school start? Fancy Champ gives a wave to Richard. Richard's our friend Mint. Lee says, Daisy May, I watched the video. Really interesting, showing the Roman fortifications. Super Champ says, Ellie, let it go. Life is too short to be stressed about anything, especially at your age. Daisy says, had a cat. Jessica says it's going to be in the 50s for the highs next week. Wow, that is cold. That's cold even for you guys this time of year. Mint says, yes, me and Lee plan on doing more meetups too in the future, maybe once a month. Awesome. Ellie says, super when I read Let It Go. It reminded me of the film Frozen. Kat says, oh, I love you, Jessica. Big Al says so to Anna. School starts in 4 days. I bet you'll get some information in those 4 days. Big Al says hi to Kat. Ellie says, I'm trying. Don't stress about trying not to stress. Don't add stress to your stress. Tiger King says, Eric, would you ever come to the UK? At one time, I would have said yes without hesitation. Now, I would tentatively say probably, maybe, depending, perhaps. We'll see. I don't know. In that order. Don't ask me to repeat it. Kat says, very, very kindly. I also smile when I talk of Yogi Eric. I smile when I think of Yogi Eric. And I smile when I talk to Yogi Eric. Thank you, Kat. Okay, sorry. Let me wipe that smile off my face. Tiger King says, thanks, Big Al. Say hi to me. Sniper says, Tiger King, that would be epic. I have an affinity for Great Britain. It really does feel like ancestral land to me. All of it. And at one time, I would have thought that I would have liked to live there. Anywhere, from Wales to Ireland, Scotland, England, anywhere, I would have loved to live there. Super Artist says, Yogi, what are your thoughts on Stoicism? It's a great question. I like it, but it's got to be explored in its deeper essence, the deeper aspects of being a Stoic. because being a stoic isn't just sorry guys. Kat says Eric's blushing. I'm way too tough to blush. This isn't a blush. It's sunburn, temporary sunburn that's only here for a moment. It could be an allergic reaction. All right, I'm probably blushing. We think of stoic being a stoic as gritting our teeth and going through something, but it misses the beauty of the lifestyle. It's not just a practice; it's a lifestyle. It does have a lot in common with yoga in quite a few ways. It is enduring. That's the difference. Not gritting your teeth and putting up with something. If you see a solution out of it, you take the solution out of it. But when you are called to endure, you endure with grace, with dignity, and with loving nature. People think that being a stoic means you don't show feelings. No, when you have a feeling, you show a feeling. So I like it. Not my practice, but I like it. I can be stoic at times, of course. Ellie says, yeah, the UK sadly isn't that good right now. It's not so much that it has anything to do with the condition that the UK might be in or not. It's that I feel less inclined to travel far away, um, and I'm more inclined to inner experiences now. I do have traveling in mind, and it will happen hopefully sooner. It's going to happen soon-ish. So I don't want to say it's going to happen sooner than later, because it's not going to be later. It's going to be sooner. You would not see the UK at its best right now, I'm afraid, since Fancy Tram. I hear that from quite a few people. Tiger King, as Big Al said, wasn't on purpose. Most 9 times out of 10, it's never on purpose. If someone doesn't say hi to you, it means the chat might be going quick and they missed it. I don't see a whole lot of like personal stuff here, meaning that I'm just not going to say hi to someone. I'm going to skip them. They know why. We're not communicating. What I have seen is a lot of people who might have some slight issue work it out rather kindly and rather compassionately. And as Big Al says, he's banged up. He's not at his best. Tiger King, you want to come up now? Um, Coming up for 10 minutes if you want. Let's just share a little bit. Like I said, I don't know what's going to be going on my channel on September 10th or the 9th. So it's hard for me to plan and say, yes, this is going to be your time. But hey, we're here, you and I. Tiger King says, where's Toy Pup tonight? She might be live. I don't know. You okay? Hey, you're awful noisy today. Sorry, guys, gotta talk to my cat. Big Al says, I ignore everyone in the chat. That's America? Because ew. That's America, that's American. I thought you were ignoring me. Oh, wow. Mint says I've got my song picked out for the next singing live, Yogi. Been practicing, just need to write the lyrics down. You want to come up tonight, the next live stream? We do it all through the weekend. Lee says, Mint, exciting, but it's Duran Duran. Kat says, is she okay? I don't know. Maybe she's trying to get me to go meditate. Hey, you all right? She's been okay through the day. She doesn't seem in pain, just noisy. Tiger King says, no, don't want to come up tonight. Want to have my haircut first and want to talk to you. You don't even have to be on screen if you don't want. A lot of people don't like being on screen. Big Al doesn't like being on screen. Super Artist says, what does it mean to be stoic? Well, again, if we took it in the sense that we think of it now, it means to put up with things, put up in pain, not to complain. But in essence, at its best and how it was founded, it was to find dignity, find grace, find beauty in all things, everything. Nietzsche. Hey, Debster. I know I'm not pronouncing it right. Feel free to correct me. His version was voluntary suffering. Meaning not to shirk. You take on the suffering of humanity in order to transcend it, to not get over it. Transcend doesn't necessarily mean changing it as changing ourselves, using it as a means of striving, reaching for enlightenment. He says, I don't like the way I look and sound, but I've seen you and I've heard you. And Lee, you're awesome. Super says, Ellie, the cat is catting. Big Al says, I always ignore Yogi. Always ignore you, Yogi. Poop, that counts as not ignoring you. There you go. No one can ignore me for long. Go ahead. Time yourselves. See how long you can do it. Big Al says, Debster, Stoke isn't the long-legged bird that brings babies to baskets on your doorsteps. I thought that was a flamingo. Tiger says, want to chat with you first. You don't do this with others. What do you mean I don't do this with others? To come up September, that's okay. Thank you. Well, you suggested September, didn't you? I just want, Tiger King, I want people to get to know you. And again, I'd rather we do it soon. I don't plan a whole lot with my channel. I know Mondays now we have Miss Flipper. I know Tuesdays, but I don't know how often Sniper wants to do it, but he can do it as often as he wants. Thursday afternoons are with Lucy. Thursday nights are still reserved for Kat whenever she wants to come up. If she doesn't want to come up, or she's unable, or she's just too busy, then we do something else. But that's her spot. Fridays, Saturdays, we sing, we hang out, people come up, we chat, whatever happens, happens. Deb says, Google definition of stoic, and you'll get the correct answer. All right, let's do so. Well, I'm going by number two. Number one says the person who can endure pain and hardship without showing the feelings or complaining. Two, a member of the ancient philosophical and school of Stoicism. So that's the one I'm going with, the member of the ancient philosophical. I'm going with the philosophical, meaning of which everything else was derived from. Um, and they weren't someone, they didn't complain, but they did show their feelings. Nothing was bypassed. Bypassing has um, sort of insidious. It's crept into many practices, but it was never supposed to be there. Um, any philosophy that is asking you to bypass what you're feeling and experiencing um, doesn't have a firm psychological foundation to it. Anything that is bypassed doesn't go away; it's still there. It's just projected outwards. So, a Stoic, in the philosophical sense of Stoicism, wants to see the beauty in the world. If we are projecting that which we are bypassing outwards, we're never going to see the true beauty of the world because we're always going to see our projections. Projections make perception. If you don't like the world you see, you can go out there and try to change the world, right? Or you can try to erase it, or you can do whatever. It's going to persist and it's just going to grow darker. However, when we go within, where everything begins, where everything originates, when we cleanse the projection, when we forgive the projection, when we simply become aware of it and we see through it, our perception changes. If you want to fix the world, you could run for Congress, you could run for president, you could run for Senate, you could run for governor, and you could try to enact policies. That's not really going to change the world. It might change an immediate situation, but it's not going to change the world. The things that have been driving the world um, thousands of years ago are still driving the world now. If you truly want to change the world, you got to look at your thoughts. But more importantly, where do those thoughts originate from? From what darkness does the thought of warfare originate from? When you heal that, when you forgive that, when you let that thought go, the world changes. Where was I? I have no idea where I was. Deb says, I think we have many possibilities of the version of the Stoic. This is a Google kind of thing to get all definitions. Gotcha. Super Champ says, Big Al, I think you mean stork. Deb just says, yes, he gets people up on short notice. Yep, absolutely. Probably most of them come up on short notice. I never plan anything with Big Al. I never plan anything with Toy Pups. Mint says, Lee, I felt like that, but people love me and we love you also. Looks on anything. It's the personality that counts, and you have a wonderful and smooth personality. And uh, Lee, you're a handsome guy. Thank you, Sniper. Where'd that go? Sniper says, esoteric Stoicism sees the universe as a rational living entity. The Logos, it's emphasizing living in harmony with the cosmic order. It differs from the common definition of being simply emotionless. Yes. Exactly what I was saying, only more elegant. He says, cheers, man. I'll pop up again one day and have a chat. Appreciate that kindness. Ellie says, very kindly, you were close, Super. For me, I always go with the I want to go with the where it stems from, and it stems from the philosophy. Because that's like, if I identify as a yogi and someone says, "Wow, that means you're bendy." I'm fairly bendy, but my main practice of the asanas is so I can sit in meditation for longer periods of time, of which it was originally designed for, as well as opening up the energy centers of the body, the chakras and the nadis, uh, and has very little to do with actual flexibility. That's just a happy side effect. But now, if you say, "Oh, you're a yogi, you practice yoga," people think you go to a studio or you watch a tape and you stretch, which isn't yoga. Um, Same with being a stoic. If you're gritting your teeth uh, because you broke your leg and you don't want to cry out in pain, um, someone might say he's very stoic, which is a common balance, right? But it doesn't capture the essence. What Sniper put out there, which is again from the philosophy, where it stems from, why you have a stoic to begin with. Beautiful, beautiful description. Ellie says, I kind of went around outside because it's raining and I love the rain. Can you do that, Ellie? Super Artist says, wait, wouldn't that make everyone in this channel stoic since we all ignore the shape, form, or way of negativity and see the beauty of the world with loving one another unconditionally? I would say so. Hey, Stu. Paranormal Works, how are you, my friend? I hope you are well as well. Hey, Fancy Tramp. Falcons. You can hide it and control it until you can't. There you go. Hey, Johnny Cash, what's up? What's new in the life of Johnny Cash? Ellie says, I'm unable to text at times because the pain is so bad. I'm sorry, Ellie. Tiger King says, Super Artist, you are my top and like on here, a nice person. He is a nice person. You know what? Just my opinion. He's an exceptional person. Ellie says she has to go and try to eat something. I hope you're able to eat something, Ellie. Super Artist says, so technically we are stoic, right? If we wanted to base it upon that definition, yes. To varying degrees. To varying degrees. Ellie says, I will be out in the rain. It says, I'm looking at life without dualistic options. Team sports don't interest me anymore. Mint says, I don't have any favoritisms here. I love each and every one of you individually, like you're my kids. I would be the oldest kid you could possibly ever have. I would be like your Benjamin Button of kids. How the heck did my kid get so old? How did my kid get older than me? Why does my kid look like my grandfather? How come my kid doesn't get off that chair and stop playing on his computer and go out and get a job? Tiger King 60 card out. I did. I pulled it out, Tiger King, just for you. Let's see. Sniper says, Tiger King, I never said you did anything bad. You did say anything bad. Please try and understand we're all here for love. Yep. Any comment that Sniper is extending, he is extending out of love. Now, we can always choose not to accept that, but we should at least recognize where it's coming from. Free says, yes, we're all here only for love. Oh, yeah. Man, I haven't. Kat says, did V. Wilson go to college? I thought that's where he is. He did say he was going to college, but hey, it was. When did he say that? It's been a while. Anyone here have any contact with V. Wilson? Hey, Lee. Lee, are you still here? Mint says, Yogi has different genetics from me and ages faster, much, much, much faster. Tiger King says, get on with people. Super artist says, Yogi, the why is my kid comment was so funny. Why is my kid older than me? Hey, Sissy. I apologize for not being here much. Monday, I have a surprise visit from my mom, and she's here all weekend. Nice. How do you feel about that surprise visit? For all but. Let me think. Let me think on this. I think for all but one person, if I had a surprise visit from, it would be, oh wow, nice. Thanks for coming. Where will you be staying? Tiger King says, Sissy, have a nice time with mom. Anxious. Hey, I'm available for breath work. I will dig into my big bag of breath for the anti-anxiety mom breath. It's designed specifically for parental figures. He says, "Say, Sissy, catch you soon for live in a few minutes." Hey, Lee, Seb, we have a question for you. Have you heard anything from V. Wilson lately? Kat brought him up. Super artist says, Brostar is a legendary nickname. It is. So you had no, hey, Lucy, you had no inkling that you were getting a visit? Fancy Champ says, time to eat. Interesting channel. I'd like to return. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Hey, Fancy Champ, next time you come in, we're going to mod you up, my friend. Hey, Goldie. Vamps Only Fang says, I've come to visit y'all all the way from Pennsylvania, Romania. You better not send me to a hotel. All right, let me say two people. Two people show up at my door. If two people show up at my door unexpectedly, Goldie, maybe there might be a couple more. Of course, Goldie. Of course, Kat. If you show up, anyone else, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be very happy to see you. What a lovely, lovely surprise. Can I call you an Uber for the take it to the hotel room? My beard's starting to do weird stuff. CC says nope, arrived early by several days. That is quite the surprise. Fancy Tramp says appreciate it. You're welcome, my friend. Thanks for coming in. We're only going to be live for a couple more minutes, 5 minutes to be exact. Did I see that Sissy's going to go live? Kat says, well, let's summon him. V. Wilson, V. Wilson, V. Wilson. Come on out, V. Wilson. Lee says, no, nothing at all, Yogi. I remember him saying that he had a stepchild in college, as Kat said, but I don't know. Quite a trippy character. Yeah, I liked him. I still like him. Sissy says, yesterday it was her and several others. Lucy sends some unicorn vibes to Kat. Cody says, just for your comfort, chance of me going to the US are slim to none. Also, I don't think you would ever unexpectedly show up. However, if you did, I do have a guest bedroom. Right now, it belongs to one of the cats, the cat that you see wandering around here all the time. She has claimed this office. She has claimed the guest bedroom, and she has claimed my bedroom as her own. Cat says hi to Lucy. We got an okay sign from Praveen. Lucy says so to Tiger King. But what did I tell you about Thursdays, Tiger King? I actually said pretty plainly, Thursday's afternoon with Lucy, evening is reserved. My suggestion, just pop up. Just come on up. Since he said too much going on for a live, although I'd love to very soon. That's awesome. Lee says, Cece, you sleeping okay at the moment? Know you're working hard on your channel lately? Lucy is the top worker on YouTube, that's for sure. Lucy says, so to Praveen. Tiger King says, Lucy, hi, what you been up to, hun? Vamp says, nope, I love planning ahead. Super says, why do some moderators have a star besides their name? They are, hey, Lion King. They are belong to the channel, the membership. Lisa says she got some good sleep. I slept for a long time. Why I haven't been around. Super Artist says, cat respect. The cat says, there you go. Super, because we are members. Tiger King says, okay, leave the mate. My suggestion, as I've been suggesting, just come on up. It's not that big of a deal. You're going to have a conversation with a friend. You're going to let people get to know you in a way that we can't do on a screen. I really appreciate everyone who's ever popped up because I have gotten to know them. Kat says, becoming a member helps support Yogi. It sure does. I have a dream. I'd like to top over 1,000 members on my channel. I got 8,000 subscribers. Of course, I don't have 8,000 active subscribers. I don't even know how I have 8,000 subscribers. But I do. Imagine if 1,300 decided, you know what, 99 cents isn't that much. I know you tried to get me to pronounce this right before. Ul Ladamus, but I'm drawing a blank again. Have you ever heard, but welcome. Have you ever heard the saying that I was chasing what man called the source, only to stop and find it was chasing me? I've heard it, but not in a different way. I've viewed people saying God or spirit. The Schumann was all over and way up last night. Check out my posts, and I will keep up with it. Highly sensitive person. I don't know what that is. Debs? And Anna said it's the membership super champ. That's the nature of being a seeker, UL. And Course Miracles describes it as seek and not find. Seeking is designed to never find until you give up. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, it was here all along. Nathan is here. Number 25. Hey, I appreciate that. Oh, the Schumann resonance is the Earth's heartbeat. Gotcha. I can't see Lion King message for Eric or Mod 4. I don't know what you mean. Kat says if Yogi had all those members, he could come visit Kat. And I could come visit Kat quickly. Showing up at her door unexpectedly. Thank you, Goldie. Goldie's a member. I want to add, by the way, that I got monetized when I did. It didn't take a whole lot of time for me. I decided this was last year. Well, a year before that. What, 2024, the beginning of 2024, and January, late January, that I wanted to monetize and I wanted to do this. I wanted to do full-time YouTubing. Didn't know if it was possible. Didn't really care if it was possible. I was going to try. And I met some great people who, just through the goodness of their heart, said, I'll help. Goldie was the leader of that. She often had me playing all through the day, all through the night. And she very wisely said, when I said, wow, Goldie, that's an awful lot of Eric time listening to me that long. And again, she said very wisely, very succinctly, I didn't say I had the volume on, which is true. She did not say she had the volume on. Smart move on Goldie's part. Thank you, Debster. Lucy says, I would so love to visit MFS. Still hoping for him. I hope that works out, Lucy. Richard says, welcome, walking with Goldie. Kat says, Goldie is the best. Goldie is the best. Bamp says, I was. You was. Goldie and I love thinking about my first conversation with Goldie. It always leaves me smiling. Goldie says, guys, if you knew how to not advertise it, I would have. Because that's the type of person Goldie is. Hey, Miss Flipper. Miss Flipper, I was talking about you. So I have a request sometime or another to talk about. Thank you, Praveen. Praveen is a member for 5 months. Much appreciated. I request sometime soon to talk about special and holy relationships. Perspective of A Course in Miracles. People already says, I really enjoy these live streams, yet I find not what to say. You always do fine, Super Champ. You always have insightful comments. You're always friendly. You're always loving to everyone. You always show compassion. Just keep being yourself. Cat says, send some love to Praveen. Someone says, my new music video just came out. Awesome, Selman. Miss Pepper says, rocking. Chibardi says, Yogi, how did you discover your love for books? It was always there. Always there. I grew up in a book-loving family. School teachers for parents, older siblings who are always reading. I was always read to until I could read for myself. Special versus specific. I'm thinking in terms of special being specific. Well, holy is non-specific. Holy is that yes, yes, yes. And special, specific is yes, maybe, definitely no, perhaps. What's in it for me? What am I going to get out of it? I love Selma's greetings. Hi, Anna, my sugar muffin. Ellie is back. Were you able to eat, Ellie? Lacey says, I've never been to a book reading, just not my thing. It isn't for a lot of people, that's for sure. This is very fortunate. Sissy says, book lovers. Yes. Miss Pippa says, in any case, Holy Spirit can transform special relationships to holy relationships. Yes. Which is, according to the Course, this whole function of relationship is the ability, is to enhance our ability to choose forgiveness, to make any relationship, relationship in which we are deepening our relationship ultimately with the Holy Spirit. So Miss X is dating her cousin now. It's better than your sister, right? Sissy says, thank you for guiding me in that discernment. We do that for each other, Sissy. You certainly do it for me. Your conversations, specifically with the New Earth, specifically, but not exclusively. Hey, Heart Matters. My grandparents bought me a set of classics for kids that have pictures and more age-appropriate content. I've read them. All of them was hooked. It's how it starts. If you develop a love for books when you're younger, you have it for life. I don't know anyone who was into reading as a kid who just said, it fell out of my life. Someone says, but he keeps bothering my younger sister. Sissy says, agape means all connections are sacred and holy, and hashtag I'm the love. Miss Ripper says, yes, what to say, every encounter is a holy encounter. Yes. Miss Flipper, did it say every encounter is a holy encounter, or every encounter has potential to be a holy encounter? Or every encounter is a holy encounter and has the potential to be recognized as such? Deb says, Lucy, I don't read books either. Not sure why. I went to school with Hard Knocks. Not a bookworm. Do short research videos and learn by audio. Sissy says, two things have never left me: my faith in something greater than me, as well as my joy in reading. I'm going to join you in that club. Debsa says, when they mess with family, they are done. And says, someone called the police, please. Debsa says, Lucy, another thing in common. Sissy says, recognizing it as such. Get a thumbs up from Praveen. Parmana says, unfortunately, I rarely read for fun anymore because my job involves such a massive amount of reading that I get too mentally exhausted from reading. I can understand that. Miss Pippa says, last one, that is, every encounter is a holy encounter that can be recognized as such. Beautifully expressed. So that simplifies our job. Every relationship and everything, every encounter is a relationship. We can recognize it as a holy encounter. That's our job. In every moment, you are choosing one of two teachers. Are you choosing the Holy Spirit, or we can just say Spirit, or we could say God, or we could say love, we could say the Tao? Or are you choosing the ego? Since the ego is illusory, it means we're choosing an illusion. Ellie says, how are you, Yogi? I'm good. I'm going to wrap things up in just a minute. I'm going to go meditate, probably with my cat. She seems to have grown bored with me and wandered off. But as soon as the door shuts, immediately starts knocking. Hey, Rebecca. Ellie says, okay, Yogi. Ellie, you still going to get out in the rain? Debster says, someone call PD and file a report. Please do it. They may come to your house to make sure that you're not hurt. With bruises, say I want a restraining order and gearing for my life. Oh, stopped raining. Oh, fearing for your life. Got you. Susie says, but if you're not a book reader, that is perfectly okay. Yes. The important thing is that you open and you're learning. As both Debster and Lucy said, they're getting listening to YouTube videos and books on tape, all of which I love as well. Praveen says, awesome live, Yogi, sir. Thank you so much, Praveen, and thank you for your gift. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. Got a little over an hour in. I appreciate it. I'll be back in about 3-ish hours. Who knows? Maybe you guys might want to come up and sing. I don't know if our friend Tiger King is still here. He's welcome to come up and we can get to know him tonight. Sissy says some of us are more auditory learners. Still wonderful. Yes. Debster says we hurt when Selma hurts. You're right about that. Thank you, Miss Flipper. Miss Flipper, I'm looking forward to Monday. Ellie says, have a nice night. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Ellie. You too. Get some rest. Agape Omni love to all and to you as well. I sent someone to your channel, Sissy, because I was talking to them this morning on the phone about archetypes. and archetypical patterns that we fall into without realizing. But when we become aware of them, we get to choose the identification. Lion King says, I like this channel. I'll come back. Well, I appreciate that, Lion King. Let me bring up your channel real quick. Loving Life. Awesome. Just subscribe to you, my friend. Prince says, thank you, Lion King. Hope to see you again. Sissy says, so here or disengage. I would love to talk to you on practices of disengagement. What are the things that we do? What are the things that we can do to disengage? Someone says, I love you guys. I'll see you at 5:25. Come on up and sing a song tonight, Selma, if you're able to. All right. Love you guys. If you're around, come on by and hang out. 5:25, as our friend Selma said. Take care, guys.